Hi guys,
Hey guys.
welcome back to our channel, the Masekos. Today we're going to be doing a very light-hearted couples quiz just so you get to know us a bit more as a couple. Yeah, so without wasting any more time, I'm just going to go straight into the questions. Are you ready? Are you nervous?
I'm worried. I'm wondering what are you going to ask me?
But you've had a look at the questions a bit, so...
No, well,
Yeah.
not really.
Okay, so the first question is, what was your first impression of me when we first met?
Oh, my first impression, to be honest with you, when I first saw you, I thought, nah, I'm punching above my weight here. Purely because if I were to create a category of the girls I went for, yeah, I think you wouldn't have been there, in that category, because I thought you were really pretty, and you were very smart, and I could see that in terms of where we were in high school, you were, I think you were a bit nerdy, and yeah, so I wasn't really so serious about school, to be honest. Yeah. So my first impression, I was quite worried, but I had seen you at church, as I mentioned in the other video. I'd seen you at church, and I was really attracted to you physically. I thought you were very beautiful, and I could tell you were very smart. And then when I started interacting with you on Mix It, there was just something that kept attracting you to me, because I loved your personality too. So I was nervous. But I became confident when after seeing you that first time, I realized that I want to be with this girl. And yeah, and you?
Right, so my first impression of Anele when I saw him physically when we met up, I was a bit taken aback because I just saw this tall guy, so I noticed that he was tall. And I mean, yes, his mixed name was Tall Man. But yeah, I noticed that he was actually quite tall. And he was wearing a blue cap that was not part of his uniform. I could tell it was just some blue Nike cap. And then he was also wearing this other jacket, like a very thin, like sports jacket as well. That was also not part of his uniform. With his gray school pants. So the gray school pants, at least I saw, it's okay. And then the white shirt, school shirts underneath. I could be like, okay, so he is in uniform. It's not like he's just dressed, like, But then the shoes as well didn't look like tuffies. They looked like church shoes.
Square toes.
And I was just like, okay, so this one is not necessarily someone who abides strictly by the rules. And he just kind of does his own thing, which was interesting. It didn't like put me off anything, but I remember that very distinctly, because my memory is usually not that great, But I remember seeing him and just thinking, okay. But yeah, his face, he looked really handsome. He was light-skinned. I was like, oh, okay, so he's light-skinned. And he had these beautiful eyes as well, that I used to call back then, like these liquid brown eyes. When you're still like all high in love and stuff. I haven't used that term in years.
I don't have liquid brown eyes anymore.
I mean, they're still there, but like now it's like, okay. But yeah, that was my first impression. I was intrigued, but still very curious. Yeah, I'm just excited to meet this friend I had made on Mix It.
Yeah.
Next question. What irritates you the most about me?
You go first, please. I want to see how hard I need to punch.
Wow. Actually,
figuratively.
What irritates me the most about my husband? Because I think it's very different before you get married. Yeah, dating, we didn't live together before we were married. So if you asked me that question then, I would have been like, I don't think there's anything really that irritates me. Maybe him not responding to my text quick enough. When I'm trying to reach him, I know that was like a thing while we were dating, like respond, because you just get busy with activities. You're a very social person. But post getting married, now living together every day, which is really great. I really love that. There are a number of little things that gets to me. I'm trying to think of the one that irritates me the most.
The
most. Sure. I'm on the spot. Actually, I'm not sure.
Maybe I'll start then.
Oh, actually.
Oh, good.
I just thought of something, but I don't think it's the one that irritates me the most. It's just currently, I think he doesn't like packing his clothes away.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well,
so that irritates me the most. That's what irritates me the most, is that he'll just take off his clothes and just dump them on the side of like his side table instead of like packing them away or putting them in the laundry basket. I think it's just a general thing. I've watched videos and it's like a common thing with men. I think it's just a man thing. So yeah, besides that, I can't really think of anything hectic. Yeah, I think that's the most hectic thing. And you?
For me, if we're talking pre-marriage, I would get really irritated. Bye. No, I was always out with my friends playing football and stuff. And then someone would call me.
So basically me wanting to talk to you.
Yeah, and I would explain that, hey, I can't speak right now.
Wow.
We'll be playing FIFA all night. I'm being expected to play and text, and I couldn't do that. That irritated me then, but luckily that's behind us now because we live together. And yeah, but what I can say now is what irritates me the most now. It's something that I don't like when Michelle is a germaphobe. So if she's drinking something from a cup and I ask to have a sip, just a little sip,
yes, please,
then she tells me, oh, no, I can't drink from the same cup that you drink it, and it's very
just
irritating.
A thing of mine, and he just feels like he needs to be special because he's my husband.
Exactly.
Like, it's fine if I feel that way about other people, but not him. But with him, it's not too bad.
What are you talking about? We don't drink from the same cup. But
okay,
yeah,
fine. That's your thing. Okay, yeah. I accept.
And would welcome people advising her, how to get over it. If anyone's got any good advice, please.
Anyway, moving on to the next question.
Okay.
Best moment in your relationship? Best moment.
Yeah, you normally have
I have multiple moments. I have multiple moments in our relationship. Oh my goodness. I think one that comes to mind, I did mention the whole him springing a surprise readiness for lobola on me, which was like, wow. I mean, if you've watched our previous video, one of our videos on how we met, I mentioned that story about how he saved up for lobola and I did not know at all. That was one of the best moments because it made me feel super certain. I was already certain that he loved me, but that really solidified and cemented that. But best moment, oh my goodness, there's so many. Another one that springs to mind is when I thought my life was ending after I had to have a sup during my final year. Final year during CCA.
Sure.
I had worked so hard. Oh, that year was so tough. 2017 was brutal. Even on our relationship as well. Like, I think we fought a lot that year. And I was just really pouring myself into passing and just, there was just a lot of pressure in terms of bursaries and making sure I don't fail because my parents wouldn't have the funds, because I was staying at Res and, it was just so much and, thinking of articles coming up and just so many things that I was like super focused and shutting everyone else out and just trying my best to pass, giving my all, like super disciplined and working very hard. And then when results, at the end of the year finally come out, I passed everything else. So it's like 4 modules, but financial accounting, I had to sup. And it felt like I had failed. And the day of the results, I remember seeing him earlier at Vits outside of Res. But we had like some some fights. I don't even know what disagreement we had, but it was just really rough. We had some fights, and he left before the results came, because the results came out at the end of the day towards 5-ish, past 4-ish. So he left before then, walking towards the taxi rank. No car, like we've explained, like pedestrians. So he was now going back to Springs, going back home, because it was at the end of the year. Schools had closed, varsities had closed and stuff. So he was going to Springs. So he was going to CBD to find a taxi to go to Springs. So I go back to my res room. I'm waiting for the results. And the results come out. My heart is, hey, anyone who's received results of any kind, your heart is literally beating out of your chest. And these results come out, and I look at them, and it's like usually green if you passed, and then maybe red if you failed, or like just different color codings. And I get to my student number, and I see green, and then I don't know if it was orange or yellow or something, but it felt, I was so destroyed. I can't remember when last I cried that much. No. I cried, but before I even cried further, I remember calling him, crying. And I think he was about to get into the taxi. And
he was in the taxi.
He was
waiting for it to fill up.
He was waiting for it to fill up. I called him. I don't even know if I said anything. I don't even remember.
Nothing, just cried.
I was just crying. And he came back. He literally, I don't know if he ran back, but he was back, because it's a distance from Wits to where the taxi is.
I had to run.
It's a long distance. I think it's I don't even know how many kilometers, but it's not like a super long distance, but it's a long distance. It would have taken him probably maybe a good 20 minutes walk. But he was there within less than 10 minutes or something. Because I know, I was going through it, and he just came and held me, and I cried. I cried. So that was a very difficult moment, but I remember that moment so much, because I think him supporting me the way he did when we were not on the best of terms, and still putting me so highly, was another funny enough best moment. Because I was like, yeah, this is my partner for life.
Yeah, no.
Even when we're mad at each other, when things are tough, we've irritated each other. But when things outside the world are attacking us, it's just we're always united like this.
Yeah.
And that's what I love the most. I think that's why there are multiple moments. There have been multiple moments like that in our relationship. But that one I remember because, oh my goodness, that year, it was like the culmination of the year and me breaking down. But I also can't not mention, sorry for having multiple moments, our daughter as well, because I was really struggling. The C-section, it was an emergency C-section. It took me by surprise and I was not coping. But him being there while I was losing feeling in my legs, I was having a total breakdown. It was horrible. But him being there was just so wonderful. And then seeing our daughter, of course, was just one of the best moments. So there are multiple. I know people usually mention their wedding day and everything, but I think there's just moments before you get to the beauty of the wedding day, which is beautiful. But by the time we got married, I was so peaceful that day. I was just even though he was late.
That's not what we're talking about today.
Which is another story for another day. But yeah, I think all those best moments that led up to that moment of getting married and then having our child was just series of best moments, But yeah, sorry for being so long. I just couldn't not share that.
I remember that day it fits, The reason why I got there so quickly, because I was so angry. I was fuming. And so when you were crying, I'm running in anger. I ran.
So you're angry, you were crying, or were you just angry?
I was just angry. That day I was just angry. And I just wanted to go home. Just wanted to get home, play FIFA, and just But when you called me and you were crying and I ran, I was still running with anger, but I was so worried, because I asked you what's going on and you said nothing. You just kept crying. And I ran, and when I got there, I remember she cried so much. I was wearing a hoodie. that hoodie was dead wet, like when I was leaving.
Yeah, no, my ribs were sore, I'm sure, for 2 days after that. Like,
Sure.
it's like I had been holding in so much. Yeah, that's just another, like, it's a deep moment in my life. But yeah.
All right, cool. But for me, what was the question again?
Best moment.
Best moment. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Wait, before you get in, we've been trying our best since we started this channel to be like, you know what, our videos are going to be short. They're going to be short. They're going to be short. And we think we don't have much to say, even when we're planning things. We don't have much to say. We don't have much to say. I'm not a talker. Me. I thought I'm not the talker. He's the talker. But it's just proving to be. Yeah, just please watch, guys. I'm sorry, because it's just like I can't not share this. Yeah, so it is what it is.
Yeah. No, for me, best moment starts before our official relationship when we were friends. Yeah, what happened then was I was very sick. I was in hospital. I'd spent a month in hospital. I got into hospital the 15th of February. This was 2011. I was in matric. So I got into hospital 15 February, a day after Valentine's Day. I had a girlfriend. This wasn't her. So I would go to hospital.
She's super sweet though. Very sweet.
But anyway, I go to hospital and I spend a full month. Over a month. I spent my birthday in hospital. No. Yeah. I spent my birthday in hospital. I remember that because Steven Gerrard scored a hat-trick on that day against Everton. But I spent that time and it was very difficult and I lost a lot of hope. They couldn't tell what was wrong with me. I had chest infection. They operated me on my chest. Just a whole lot of things were going wrong. And my then girlfriend, I was AWOL. But
she's really sweet though. I'm not going to mention her name, but she's really sweet. And we were in high school, to be fair.
Yeah, we're young. Yeah, absolutely.
Kids. Yeah.
But Misha was there, like all the time, checking up on me, finding out if I'm fine. I wasn't really bothered about being fine anymore. I had reached the point where I was like, I don't care what happens, And my parents would try to encourage me and tell me, no, you must keep praying. You must be positive. You're going to be out of this place. And the doctors never knew I was wrong. And I would always ask them, when am I leaving? They say as soon as they find out what's wrong. But yeah, it was just a very tough moment. I was very sick then. But she kept encouraging me, kept coming to, came to see me as well, snuck out of church.
I walked from I walked from church all the way to N17 hospital, guys.
Yeah. And so there, I realized that that's when he realized to me that, hey, look, this is a friend for life. This is someone that I can't just look for the short term, because this person genuinely cares about my well-being, always chatting with me as a friend, And so once I found that security and I realized that, hey, this person is genuinely caring for me, that's when I realized that no, this will be something that will be longer than this period we're in. So yeah, I don't forget that, because it was a huge thing for me. I was young, but from there my eyes opened up and I realized whom I can trust and whom I can look to, and she's been there since that time, since that period. And then we started dating shortly afterwards because I eventually left hospital. But anyway,
praise God.
She's been that kind of support for me throughout my life, even today. I don't stress about being sick because I know she takes good care of me. And I'm someone who's, after that period of sickness, I'm someone now, when I get sick, I don't really get worried because I feel like the worst is behind me. And so she'd always stress. Even if I have a flu, she's the one who's going up and down, telling me to buy this medication and that medication. Whereas I just lived through it, I braved myself through it. So that's a big moment for me. And then in terms of us as a couple now, for me, I'm gonna say my wedding day. Yeah, because for me that was it became confirmed that, hey, finally joined with this person for life, because as a guy, you you always have that worry that, hey, yeah, friends, we speak in varsity. My friends would tell me, when is your she's probably with someone else. But I never worried about that. I always had that security. Yeah, but when you realize what an amazing thing you have, it is very worrying to then, because things happen in varsity. People lose people in varsity. People make decisions that are horrible in varsity.
Yeah.
So when I finally got married to her and it was done, no, I was relieved. I was excited, and that was the best day of my life, really.
Amen.
Yeah.
All right, now on to a light-hearted question.
Okay.
No deep questions.
Yeah.
Except for the last one, I guess, that's on this list.
All right.
But I think this one will answer very quickly because we're very conservative, I'd like to think. But best place you've done the hanky-panky.
Oh. We do a hanky-panky.
I don't know, man. We just prayed for our kid and she just appeared. Even though she was a surprise, she just appeared. God was like, me. We just pray and sleep.
Okay, you go first.
Wow. Yeah. Hi. I hope our parents are not watching this. Shoo. I think, okay, I would say, without going into detail, I will say, what do they call this place? The best place was the golf club.
The golf club? Where's that?
Like there was a golf estate that we're on.
Oh.
I don't want to go into details. But yeah, that was
outdoor.
Yeah, it was outdoor.
Is that a golf course?
Yeah, golf course.
Yeah.
Golf course, that's the correct term. Yeah.
All right.
It's just usually been outdoors. I don't want to go into further details.
Yeah, I remember that.
Actually, the best place, my goodness, now I'm getting a bit carried away. We once went to Swaziland.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know what that place did to me, but yeah, that's all I have to say.
That's what I was also
Swaziland
say,
in the mountains. Oh my word, that was that was amazing.
Okay, next question.
Clearly, I'm the one who's more liberated than he is. He's dying. Okay, favorite part of their body?
Oh no, that one's obvious,
very
easy for
yeah,
me.
I even know what you're
I call it
say.
sweet pimples. She saved the sweet pimples on my phone. Yeah, no, I love these pimples. I was very, very angry at her when my daughter came out with no dimples.
As if I have any control. If you look at our daughter, probably she'll appear in one of our videos soon. She's all him, really. I know people will say, she's starting to look like you. She looks like you. She's beautiful. I always thought to myself that, while we're dating, that, oh my goodness, if we have a girl and she looks like Aneli, she'll be such a beautiful girl. Because I already found him so handsome and I couldn't just imagine. And literally God was like, me, boom. And she's so happy. She's literally him as a girl, as a little baby. Oh my goodness. So sweet. So I'm not even mad she doesn't have dimples. I think if God had given her dimples, she's already going to give us a hard time. I can't even imagine, but she's absolutely perfect as it is. So yeah, that's your favorite part. My favorite part is your eyes. I did mention his eyes and his voice.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But I mean, I think that also, I remember hearing his voice also for the first time. I was like, it's not like the typical deep. I know women go crazy over bass voices, but his voice had this bass to it, and also it's just something about it that just
can't even sing. So I don't know what she's talking
it's not about singing, but I don't know. There's just something I loved about his voice, and I mean, in our early stages of dating, we would talk so much on the phone.
Yeah.
I even remember my late grandmother when she visited us from Zim. Back in SA, I think there's one time she spoke to my name, my mamngani, my aunt. English is just that way. My aunt, my mom's younger sister, who was there also, just asking who was Michelle speaking to for so long, because we would speak for hours, and I thought she wasn't hearing me, and I thought she was asleep, because the bedroom was quite big, but yeah, clearly she could tell that something was going on. So yeah, his eyes, his voice, yeah.
Oh, nice.
All right, first big fight. First, I don't even think I remember the first
No,
big fight. Do you? Oh, great.
Don't shout at me.
Oh, wait. That actually reminds me of our first big fight. Thank you. But that's not when I used that voice, as he says.
All right.
So when we just started dating, right? I think this Chekana, like at the library there in Springs, it was early days, and yeah, I don't even know what we were arguing about. But then instead of Anele using my name to reprimand me, he used one of his ex's names. Oh my goodness. That was our first big fight. That was our first big fight because it made me feel insecure. I'm like, hey, Bo, are you not over this person? Why are you using their name? In an argument, like it was a huge thing.
Yeah.
That was actually our first big fight. It's real. It's real. We were kids. I mean, we got over it. It wasn't really anything, of course. But like, that was our first big fight. That's because I'd forgotten. But like, that was our first big fight. And I think it's probably because we were discussing like that relationship, that ex-relationship, because I just felt like he moved on too quick to me, right? And like, you know, I had never dated really, so I thought with these things, usually from what you see in the movies, you're supposed to be broken up for like a while. It should be like
how long?
Ages and ages. I don't know. I remember we argued about that as well. But like, I just felt like I was maybe a rebound and stuff like that. I wasn't like sure, you know? So yeah. And I think it was a bit of an insecurity for me, but we got over it. And he reassured me quite a bit after that in multiple ways. But that was our first big fight as kids.
Gents never make that mistake.
You know, but yeah, it was not intentional, and I got over it. We're here now.
Yeah.
So yeah, what are you looking forward to the most?
No, you go first.
Hamba first.
I went first with the fight.
You just said, don't shout at me.
Yeah, that was a big fight. Your sweet little voice.
Oh my gosh, what are you looking forward to the most? I'm looking forward to just growing old together. I know that's such a typical answer, but actually not growing old together. I'm looking forward to us going to heaven together. Because I remember when we first started dating, our first anniversary, dating anniversary, he got me like this sweet little gift. It was like a ball bag, because he's a football fanatic. So it was a football sling bag. And in it, there was this beautiful note that I unfortunately don't have now. I'm not sure what happened to it. But in it, at the end of that note, he said, someday I'll celebrate forever with you. So I've held on to that statement since. So like, I guess tagline, someday I'll celebrate forever with you, because ultimately, you know, as Christians, we pray and hope that we will go to heaven when Christ comes again for the second time and spend eternity with him. So that's my biggest goal with him and for our kids, is to be able to spend eternity together.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
So that's what I'm looking forward to. There's also a lot of things on this earth we're still going to enjoy. Yeah, but the nice thing about being with him is that I enjoy everything. Like even our current situation. And even when we didn't have much, it was just always enjoyable. Like it's just always fun just being around him.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Now with me, I'm so grateful. I have someone I love and someone who's my best friend and who's been my best friend for so long. Able to wake up next to her. And what I look forward to is for our kids, you know. I'm very curious to see how we raise kids.
Well, I think so far,
Yeah.
Currently, it's very tricky because our daughter is just
she's teaching us how to parent.
teaching us how to parent, but
It's a very tough lesson.
she's still super sweet. Just I think it's just her growing. It's terrible twos. What can we say?
Yeah. But I'm looking forward to see when we have our kids. They're grown up and we are grown people also. And how we navigate around that. I know we're gonna have difficulties, and God has been really good to us so far. Really, I wouldn't say we've had huge problems like even losses, dealing with huge losses like our parents. You know, so
I know it's coming, but
hope our parents will be alive to see our kids grow up to be at least young adults. You know,
that's our prayer.
Because I never had the privilege of knowing my grandfather.
Same.
From my dad's side. From my mom's side, he passed away when I was quite young. And so I wish for my kids to have their grandparents alive, and I just wanna take a moment and step out, you know, and just observe my own family and see what I have done, what contributions I've made, and what kind of family we have when we are probably in our 50s.
Just like what?
That's what
20 years from now.
Yes, absolutely. All right. That's it from me.
That's it from us, guys. Thank you so much for joining us and watching the video. If you got to this point,
thank you.
You clearly enjoyed it as well. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Share the video. Please get our videos out there. We hope that our story, our life, our love proves as some sort of comfort and inspiration to those also looking to have that, and what maybe you can strive for. Not that we are like the blueprint, but like just at least a variation, like you can see various things and what's important. And we had fun filming this. We have so much fun doing this that we don't stick to the time we say we're gonna stick to.
and for those who are saying, I've got friends who are accusing me of not being human, having a too perfect relationship. I think this has given you a bit of insight of how difficult it has been.
And we're still gonna share. We're still gonna share a lot.
Absolutely.
You know,
we're human.
Because we're human. I mean, sometimes you think that people are like, oh, because you guys are working out, it's like it's just you're an anomaly. You're just like an outlier. It's just. It's not possible for the rest of us. But like hopefully once we share like our ups or downs, we can be like, okay, cool. It's not like perfect. It's just beautiful, but you know, beautifully imperfect and realistically attainable. So thank you so much for watching.
Bye.
Until the next one. Bye.